presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It is another chilly, damp afternoon here in downtown Detroit. Here's the good news, though. The tarp is off the field, and we will have baseball on time today. The final game in the series featuring the Toronto Blue Jays and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us. The rubber game of the match here today. Each team has won one game, and despite the weather conditions here, we've got a couple of pitchers, Rod, in Fister and Josh Johnson, who both have done really well in the month of April.
You know, they do get off to very good starts, and they're both be going up against really good offensive clubs, so they'll need to be on top of their game. This is Josh Johnson's first tour of duty in the American League, pitching now for the Toronto Blue Jays. You see his career starts 22 early in the season. That would be the month of April. 294 earned run average. And Fister, a little bit better with a 2.36 ERA. So a couple of guys that get off to really nice starts.
All right, Tigers starting pitching by and large has been good. The offense has been good, but the bullpen needs a little bit of improvement.
Well, they got to get better. These numbers are not pretty. There's just no getting around that. The ERA is very, very high. They haven't been efficient in throwing strikes. The opponent's batting average is way up there, and the whip is up high as well. And take a look at that bottom stat there. Kind of a telling number there. Same amount of runs the bullpen has given up this year as the starters, and that's one of the things that you have to deal with when you don't have that closer. Then you have to find slots for guys down there, and Jim still trying to figure out how he's going to maneuver through that bullpen in the early going of the season.
All right, happy to get this one going on time here today. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios in Ryan Field. But coming up today, this series is up for grabs. The Tigers and Blue Jays, Game 3 from a chilly Comerica. Coming up next. Comerica Park, we have baseball today. The final game in this three-game series featuring the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Doug Fister on the hill ready to go. And the first pitch of today's game is ball one to Jose Reyes. Reyes, Cabrera, Bautista in the first inning for Toronto. Blue Jays even up the series with a win yesterday. Fister's next pitch rolled on the ground to short. Gobbled up there by Peralta. Quick start today for Doug Fister. And here is the starting lineup for the Blue Jays, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Reyes, Melky, Cabrera, Jose Bautista after him. Encarnacion, Arencibia, and Davis in the bottom three today. Of Colby Rasmus, Mark DeRosa is at third. Myceris Turris is the second baseman. Well, it is chilly today, but the rain right now is staying away, and that's good news. 35 degrees our game time temp. There's a line drive to shallow left, sinking, but Dirks will make the play. 2 up, 2 down.
Let's take a look at the defensive alignment behind Doug Fister this afternoon. You've got Dirks in left, Jackson is in center, Torrey Hunter's in right field, Prince Fielder, he's over at first, Infante Peralta up the middle, Cabrera anchored at third, and Alex Avila is back behind the dish once again today.
It is a day like today that you appreciate a guy like Doug Fister who works extremely quickly. Jose Bautista standing in now with 2 outs. And Bautista looks at a ball low.
Fister's pitched some pretty good baseball right here at Comerica Park. 11-5 in his previous 21 starts here at Comerica Park with an ERA under 3.
The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bautista. He came back for the start of this series after missing 3 games with a twisted ankle. He is 1 for 8 in the series. And he pops that one up. Shallow right field. Infante going back. Hunter coming in. Torrey can't handle it. It's off his glove, and Bautista will go to second base. The wind is blowing left to right here this afternoon, and that may have caused some problems there.
It looked like it was going to be trouble when it went up. You had Omar Infante vacate the second base position, and it didn't look like he was going to get there, and Hunter had to leave his feet. Looked like the ball hit him right in the heel of the glove and popped out.
And there is evidence of the wind blowing left to right, high above the scoreboard in left field. It'll be a 2-base hit for Jose Bautista. So the elements coming into play early in this game. And now we'll see if Encarnacion can take advantage of a wind-blown double. And Bautista 2 or 3 steps off the bag and looked like he was going to run to third, so Fister stepped off.
And Blue Jays bats woke up in this situation yesterday. Runners in scoring position.
Shattered bat into shallow left. Dirk's got a late jump, and he'll get there, and that is that. So nothing comes with a 2-out double. We go to the bottom of the first. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Tigers starting lineup today presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. AJ at the top, off to a nice start along with Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder. All 4 of the top hitters in the Tigers lineup red hot right now. Victor DHing, Dirks in left, and your bottom 3, Peralta, Avila, Infante, and Josh Johnson is the starting pitcher today for the Blue Jays.
And John Gibbons, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, desperately needs one of his starters to step up and give them a quality start, and he's hoping that's Johnson today. And Johnson has a fastball that will get up to 94 miles an hour. He also has a slider and a curveball and a changeup. First tour of duty in the American League.
He's 6'7", 250-pounder. He is an imposing figure on the mound, and he delivers strike one to Austin Jackson. AJ in the series, 3 out of 10. He has scored 3 times. He'll shoot that one down the right field line, and that'll scatter foul.
Scoring first for the Tigers this season has not been a problem. In the 8 games they've played, they've scored first in 6 of them.
They've gotten off to nice starts, and they hopeful or are hopeful of doing the same again today. And anytime you've got guys like Jackson and Hunter at the top, it has been really, really good. Here's a ball low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnson, part of the revamped pitching rotation for Toronto, had some really good years with the Miami Marlins. It's on the ground at third, deep behind the bag. DeRosa, flat-footed throw, got him by a step. Jackson was smelling hit, but he was nipped at the wire.
And once he threw off balance and threw off that back foot, I thought Jackson may have had a chance to beat it. Let's take a look at the Toronto Blue Jays defense today. It's brought to you by Tim Hortons. Cabrera, Rasmus Davis in the outfield. Encarnacion is Torres Reyes. DeRosa in the infield, and Aaron Sebia has caught all 3 of these games.
Here's Torrey Hunter off to a .395 start. Good series so far, 4 for 10. Ball inside from Johnson, 1 ball, 1 strike.
There was a time when Johnson's fastball got up to 97 or 98 miles an hour when he was playing for Florida.
High towering drive center field and hit well. Rasmus going back, still drifting to the warning track.
Rasmus has been taking a lot of hits away from Torrey Hunter in this series, and I think Torrey's starting to understand you don't want to mess with center field here at Comerica Park. 420 feet from home plate. It's a lot of real estate out there.
Here is Cabrera. Miguel batting .394, and he looks at strike 1. And boy, Miggy with a look back now for Angel Hernandez on that last call. Borderline, says Mr. Fox Tracks. Cabrera's been red hot in this series, 6 for 10. Checked it, and he went. And the count now 1-2 on Miguel. Here's Johnson's 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit of rain starting to fall now at the ballpark. We are expecting this might be the case the entire day. We were able to get this one going on time. I'm amazed we got yesterday's game in. The 2-2 is low, 3-2.
Well, they made a wise decision yesterday at the starting time, which was about 3:35, and able to get the game in, even though the game lasted nearly 4 hours.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he lost it, ball 4. 2 out, base on balls. Tigers have their first base runner, and it keeps the inning going for a bundled up Prince Fielder. Fielder at .310 has 3 hits in the series, 2 RBIs. There's a strike call. I think, Rod, we should open up the windows wide, turn off the heaters in the booth, just to get the full experience of what the fans are going through today. What do you say?
Well,
Talk to me about that in a little while.
How about never? Because it ain't happening. Here's the 0-1 pitch. I'm all about fan experience, but on a day like today, there you go. Here's a shot. That's what it's feeling like for a lot of the players today. We'll see a lot of that this afternoon. The umpires are all bundled up as well. Prince takes the ball outside, 1-2. I'm sure you played in conditions like this throughout your career, and I would think it's just hard to concentrate.
You just want to win the game.
Yeah.
You really don't care if you don't get any hits. You just want to win the game.
Just off the plate, Johnson very nearly caught Prince looking. 2-2.
Little backdoor breaking ball there by Johnson. Almost caught the outside corner. I was watching him on video in the Tigers clubhouse, and he likes to do a lot of that to the left-handed batters.
And Sevilla scoops that one up, so it goes full now, 3-2.
There was a time when the season began that there were many experts across the country that were always picking Johnson to possibly win a Cy Young in the National League, but every single year just seemed like there would be some injury, or he gets off to a really great start as he has done in his career and then kind of stubs his toe the second half of the season.
Well, he had Tommy John in 2008, shoulder inflammation 2011, but between those two injuries, some really good numbers with the Marlins. And there is ball 4, so back-to-back walks with 2 outs.
It's one of the things that makes this Tigers 3-4-5 so lethal. Miguel and Fielder and Victor Martinez is very seldom do they leave the strike zone. Yes, they're power hitters. Yes, they love to drive in runs and are aggressive, but they will take a base on balls. As evidence, their on-base percentages.
Yeah, in fact, Fielder was over 400. He has drawn a walk. Here's Victor Martinez. Tigers like to jump out early, get a little lead in this game.
Here's the guy they need to get going. Get Victor a little confidence.
You know, it's funny because they say, well, if you hit the ball hard and it's just not dropping in, at least you're hitting the ball hard. But the only way really you can get confidence is getting those base hits.
Get some hits. You got to get some hits.
Even bloopers.
You'll take them any way you can get them.
Victor is 0 for 4 in the series, and he looks at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez. 2 quick outs by Johnson, but then walks of Cabrera and Fielder. Fouled back out of play, 1-2. Martinez has knocked in 2 runs after missing all of last year. Was able to get through spring training with no issues, although they shut him down for a couple of days early in camp. I think they went a little bit too hard, too fast. But there have been no issues at all with that surgically repaired knee. There goes the runner to third, and there's nobody to cover, and Cabrera swipes one.
He's a heads-up base runner. He knew that no one was paying attention to him, not the third baseman, not the shortstop. He just continued to look around. He continued to inch his way off third, and then he simply took off. And by the time Johnson picks up that he's running, there's nothing that DeRosa could do. You can see him trying to get to the bag. Nice little stolen base there for Miguel.
No problem concentrating today for Cabrera. A heads-up steal, putting runners at first and third with 2 outs.
Tom Brookins has told me that Miguel Cabrera is not the fastest, best base runner they have, but he is the best base runner they have on the team. Really good instincts.
And the 1-2. And it's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Victor Martinez.
A couple of years ago, Victor Martinez was money in these types of situations. Hitting with 2 strikes. 300 batting average with 2 strikes. The league average is under 200.
Ooh. Just off the plate, and now Martinez has run the count in his favor to 3-2. Where was that last one?
It's close.
Not as close as it looked, but good eye there by Martinez. 3-2. Prince will be on the move. There he goes. And a ground ball, base hit left field. Oh, classic Victor Martinez. He finds the hole, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead.
Great at bats by Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder, and also Victor Martinez, who ran the count to 3-2 before finally getting something he can handle, not trying to do too much with it. Hit the ball right between DeRosa and the shortstop Jose Reyes to drive in a huge 2-out knock. 2-out run, I should say.
Well, time for the Farmers Insurance report card. And these are some updated numbers here. Victor Martinez in his last 16 against Toronto. The numbers are awfully gaudy. 375, 8 multi-hit games, and he puts the Tigers in the lead.
Well, once again, Tigers take an early lead over their opposition. 7 times in the first 9 games.
Here's Andy Dirks. Well, you were talking about good at bats. 2 strikes on each of the last 3 guys, Cabrera, Fielder, and Martinez, and they eventually all ran the count full. And they all reach. Andy trying to get going still, 167. He's 1 for 5 in the series. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away.
Ran into Andy Dirks this morning at Starbucks. I didn't know he really lived out in my neck of the woods.
What did he order? Fancy drink or just plain
No,
coffee?
he's a simple guy.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Common man. Just a tall cup of coffee.
Tall dark roast, and I'm out the door.
No cream, no sugar.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. The question is, what did you order?
I had a coffee as well.
That's it?
Yes.
No macchiato, typey, all that kind of stuff?
No, I don't do too many of those until it gets warmer.
Those fluffy drinks.
Yeah, I drink a few of those when it gets warmer.
1-2. Ooh, that's going to get away from the catcher, Aaron Sebia. He can't find it. Fielder coming to third base, but he's going to stop there, and both runners move up. Now a base hit might get you a couple of runs on that wild pitch.
Aaron Sebia has been so good in this series, blocking balls in the dirt, but that time he fails to get the tailgate down, and the ball scoots right through his legs.
Two and two on Dirks, who in these situations in his career has been very good, over 300 with runners in scoring position. Checked it, and he went strike 3. Dirks can't believe it. He wants an appeal, but he's not going to get it. Side retired. Tigers will settle for 1. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And by Sargento Shreds, taste the real difference. Well, the Tigers once again take an early lead. They get a run in the bottom of the first. Doug Fister back to the hill. He threw just 7 pitches in that first inning. J.P. Arancibia pops up the first pitch. Right at the plate. Avila waiting. 1 out. Let's check out some of the numbers on Doug Fister, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
He had an opening day start here at Comerica Park, which was awfully special for him, and defeated the New York Yankees. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, surrendered 3 runs. He did walk a couple, and he had a couple of strikeouts.
No batter in that first inning saw more than 3 pitches against Fister, and he gets Arancibia on 1 pitch here in the second. Rajai Davis back in the lineup for this one today. Looks at a strike. Rajai played in game 1, was 0 for 3. Batting .200 this year. Oh, look out. That got him on the hand, and Davis will go to first base. Not before the trainer comes out to check him out. Hand, elbow, it looks like, actually.
Well, on a day like today, it's going to hurt. A couple of days ago, when Davis was in the batter's box, there was a pitch thrown and it hit the bat knob, and Davis tried to pretend like that ball had hit him, but you could clearly hear that it hit off the knob, and he was not rewarded first base. That one got him pretty good.
That is just a chilling sound. Davis appears to be okay, and the second base runner of the game now for the Jays.
Davis has a lot of speed, but Doug Fister is nearly impossible to run on. We'll see if Davis wants to challenge him.
Colby Rasmus, the batter.
Since Doug Fister has come to the major leagues in 98 major league outings, there has been only 8 stolen bases against him while he's been out there.
There he goes. Here comes the throw down to second. Tag. He's not in time. How about that?
Right, that 9.
Swipes the bag, and it doesn't happen often.
You have to be a fearless base stealer to run on Fister with that short slide step. Avila does everything right. Tremendous exchange. He gets the ball to Peralta. The only thing that Peralta may have done differently here is straddled the bag to make sure that he took the throw right over the bag and then simply drops the tag on Davis.
That is a short little dump shot into left field, and it's going to drop in as Colby Rasmus shoots one right in front of Andy Dirks. That'll leave runners at first and third. It's going to be an adventure today in the outfield with that wind blowing. It is absolutely howling this afternoon from left to right.
Let's take one more look at the throw from Avila down to second base, and it appeared that Davis may have still been in the air when the tag was applied by Peralta, but given the bag nonetheless.
Ball inside to DeRosa.
Here you go.
He's out.
Left foot's off the ground.
Now the 1-0. Strike called. 1-1 on DeRosa. Starting at third base in this game today, DeRosa 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs yesterday. Had a double. Key hit in the comeback for the Blue Jays after the Tigers had built a 6-1 lead yesterday. That's in for a strike. 1-2. Fister's lifetime ERA here at Comerica Park is 2.92. sub-3 in this yard. High fly ball right field, chasing Hunter back. This will be deep enough to score the run all the way to the warning track. And Rajai Davis, after swiping a bag, will come in to score the game's tying run. Sac fly for DeRosa and another RBI. Two gone now, and that'll bring up Meister as Turris. Popped up foul. Back to the seats.
Pfister, very efficient with his strike throwing in the game so far today. Therefore, some of these Toronto Blue Jays are going to start to swing at the first pitch. Pfister's fastball will get up to about 92. Likes to sink it and cut it. Big over-the-top curveball, built an advantage with that 6-foot-inch, 7-inch frame.
They often talk about how weather like this affects guys that throw breaking balls and change-ups in the secondary pitches. Here's the 0-1. Pfister, one of those guys where this type of weather might affect him at all?
Didn't appear to be. We'll get a chance to watch him a little bit during the course of this game. I know it was a very nice game here 5 days ago when he was towing the rubber against the Yankees. About 50 degrees that day.
Fonte surrounds it. Quick flip for the force, and the inning is over. Blue Jays tie it up with a run. Scoring the tying run as we go to the bottom of the second here at a chilly Comerica Park today. Johnny Peralta will be starting things off. It'll be 7-8-9. Peralta, Avila, Infante. Tigers got a couple of walks and a big 2-out hit from Victor Martinez. Driving in a run in the first, and a late swing by Peralta. 0-1. Johnny had 3 hits in yesterday's game, 5 hits for the homestand, which will wrap up here this afternoon. Back him out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson got a couple of quick outs in the first and then walked Cabrera and Fielder. One and 2 the count. Peralta's average now up to 276. That is Jim Leland behind the hood. Now the 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Peralta. Johnson's 2-2 pitch is right back up the middle into center. Another base hit for Johnny Peralta. Leadoff man on for Detroit. Want to remind you to join us again tomorrow. The Tigers head to Oakland to take on the Athletics. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. That's the Tigers and A's tomorrow night, 10 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Last time the Tigers were in Oakland, October 11th of 2012, and what a game Justin Verlander pitched that night.
Max will be pitching tomorrow night. As the Tigers head west, JV pitching on Saturday. Here's Avila. Ball 1 to Alex.
They're having a special promotion out west when you get there.
What do they have?
Something regarding that Bernie dance.
Really? What are they going to do?
I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I know they're having some kind of promotion this weekend.
That was the big thing, I guess, they had during the postseason last year, doing the Bernie. The 1-0 is down low.
I do know this much. That place was bananas.
That it was.
Goodness gracious.
And they had a reputation of being kind of a docile, non-showing crowd, and they loaded that place, and they were pretty loud. 2-0 meanwhile on Avila. And he looks at a strike. 2-1. Johnson had himself a good spring. He was 5-0 this spring for the Blue Jays. Struck out 23 in 20 innings and didn't walk too many, only 3. He was pretty dominant. Another strike.
And Blue Jays made a lot of additions to their pitching staff in 2013. R.A. Dickey got the ball on opening day, but here's the guy that they're hoping that can emerge as the ace of the staff under their new manager, John Gibbons. Second tour of duty for John Gibbons as the Toronto Blue Jays manager.
Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting reports on the Blue Jays rotation. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
They haven't been very good this year.
Not in these categories: innings, ERA, and opponent's batting average. Of course, this new Jays rotation has guys that have either been aces or could be aces. Guys like Johnson and Burley and Dickey, who won the Cy Young, and Brandon Morrow, ace potential. Outside 3-2. So far, Johnson has thrown a lot of pitches. He threw 30 in the first inning.
And nobody out. 3-2 count here in the second inning. Would not be shocked to see Peralta take off from first base. I think Jim has enough trust in Avila not to strike out.
Runner goes. Good jump, too, and a line drive to right. Base hit. Peralta heads to third. He'll get there easily. And the Tigers, there's something going now with nobody out.
One thing the Tigers have done today against Johnson, they've gotten themselves in some fastball friendly counts. He's had 4 full counts already today. It's a fastball right down the middle. Good base running by Peralta. He took a look in to see where the baseball was. He knew exactly where it was going because he did take a peek in. Therefore, did not need Tom Brookins to aid him in getting over to third base.
So the Tigers have their third hit. Great scoring chance here with nobody out. Omar Infante, who has provided a lot of punch at the bottom of the lineup, batting .385.
Already a lot of pitches thrown by Johnson. 42 to be exact. 20 have missed the strike zone.
Fly ball left field. Chasing Melky Cabrera back to the warning track. That'll get a run in. Peralta tags up. So does Avila. Both runners move up, and the Tigers lead 2-1. And Infante continues to give Jim Leyland good at bats out of the 9 slot. Fourth RBI for Infante. 2-1 Detroit. Omar gets the high fives. Here is Jackson now. Grounded foul, third base side. Austin is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Jackson last year as well got off to a nice start. Hit .284 in the month of April. Scored 16 runs in April last season.
Take a look at the body of work for Austin Jackson since 2010, along with Jose Reyes, and where they rank in hits and runs, base on balls, extra base hits. Jackson right up there at the top, 1 or 2.
That'll get back out of play. 0-2. The count stays on Austin.
When the Tigers acquired Austin Jackson from the New York Yankees and they traded the popular Curtis Granderson to New York, they knew they were trading an all-star for a future all-star. And the start that Jackson's off to this season, he may just make his first all-star team. He was close last year, wasn't he?
He was, which is going to segue nicely into a question I have for you. The 0-2. Shoots this one, little looper into right center base hit.
Stop it, Austin.
Avila rounding third. Here he comes. Throw to the plate. He's not in time. Throw down to second. Sails into center field, but it's backed up. Single RBI for Jackson.
And Jackson sees the baseball very well. That ball is down and away from him, and with 2 strikes. And Jackson able to hit that ball over the second baseman's head, and Avila no problem scoring. And then a bad throw to home plate by Davis, which allowed Jackson to get down in the scoring position.
RBIs to the inning now for Infante and Jackson. 3-1 Detroit. Still only 1 out.
What was that question you were going to ask me?
I don't know. I forgot.
Did you really?
Short-term memory now.
You are too young to be forgetting that quickly.
Here's my question. I remember it now. What were you saying? You were saying there's something about Jackson and the fact that
he's going to make an all-star team. Traded
on
all-star Curtis to New York to get Jackson.
That has now sparked my memory. The question I was going to ask you is, even though he had a really good year last year, off to a good start this year, he's not really talked about still around the league as one of the premier leadoff men. Would you agree?
No, you're right. You're right. He's not getting the credit that he deserves, but I think he will start to get that with this lineup that they have, and himself at the top, and then you got Hunter and you got Miguel as he and Prince start to drive in lots of runs, and Jackson starts to score lots of runs. I think people around baseball will recognize him.
Hunter is ahead of the count, 2-0. And a bouncing ball the other way. It's going to get through. Base hit. Here comes Jackson rounding third. They'll try and score, and he will. Standing up. Torrey Hunter goes the other way with an RBI hit.
They have had some really good at-bats today against Johnson. And Johnson, his strikes and balls ratio is not very good. The Tigers have been very, very patient. And when they finally have gotten themselves something to hit, they have simply found some holes. And Tom Brookins is going to have a lot of fun at third base coaching these days with the Tigers and the way that they can run and score runs.
Early returns on Tom Brookins down at third base. He's been fairly aggressive in sending runners this year. And of course, making the switch to that position this season.
Had the one play just a couple of days ago where Torrey Hunter was thrown out at home plate with Miguel Cabrera coming to the plate, and everybody wanted to talk about that. But you're going to have guys thrown out at home plate if you're an aggressive third base coach.
Action in the bullpen. Gonzalez warming up for the Toronto Blue Jays already in this game. We're only in the second. Johnson throwing a lot of pitches, and he's given up 4 runs. And Cabrera takes low. 5 Tigers hits in this game. Ratio not good. 51 already now for Josh Johnson. Cabrera walked, stole third base without a throw, and scored in the first. Tipped into the glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. So even though it is very chilly out here today at 35 degrees, the Tigers bats not complaining at all. They've had 4 hits in this inning alone. And the 1-1. High towering shot, deep right center field. Way back, and that ball is up against the wall. Bring in another run. Hunter will come around to score. Cabrera trying for 3, and he's in there standing up. Miguel is red hot.
No right-handed hitter in the game has the kind of power that Miguel Cabrera possesses. Driving the ball the other way. That's a ball that's down that he just kind of stays with and hits in the right center field off the bottom of the wall. Jumped up, hit Davis in the chest. And by the time Davis picked it up and got it back in, stand-up triple for Miguel Cabrera.
You know, this is a perfect time, Rob, for one of your best sayings. They're beating him like they stole something.
Oh, my goodness.
Oof. Triples alley out there in right center. Man, he is red hot right now. Prince scatters out of the way. Fielder, one of the few Tigers that has experience against Johnson from his National League days, and Prince, good numbers. 4 for 11 against Johnson. He walked against him in the first inning. Shot toward left center field, sinking, base hit. They are peppering Johnson. It's another hit, another run as Cabrera scores. It's 4 straight RBI hits, and Gibbons says, I've seen enough. Gonzalez is going to be summoned in from the bullpen. Wallside windows pitching change. Tigers had their hitting shoes on today. 6-1. As we continue to play here in the bottom of the second, and the Tigers knock Josh Johnson out of this game. It all started with a couple of singles by Peralta and Avila. And the Tigers now have had 4 straight RBI hits from the top of the lineup, and the numbers on Johnson awfully crooked.
Well, the Blue Jays came into play today with the highest earned run average of any starting staff in the major leagues, and that's gone up considerably with the numbers that Johnson has posted so far today.
Now Edgar Gonzalez, who pitched on Tuesday against Detroit, will check in.
A lot of off-speed pitches the other day from Gonzalez, whether they were curveballs and change-ups. He does have a fastball that he touched 90 miles an hour with, but the majority of his pitches were very, very slow in the 75 to 80 mile per hour range.
They got Gonzalez from the Houston Astros. He was let go by them a couple of days ago. So here's Victor Martinez. There is still only 1 out in this inning, and this is the 8th man to bat in the frame. Ball high. This is a very short outing for Johnson today. Does not survive the second inning. High fly ball into center field. Colby Rasmus coming in. And fielder goes back.
Meanwhile, some of you wondering when the last time Miguel Cabrera tripled in a game. You have to go all the way back to July of 2010. Really? The last time that he tripled before today.
See, I find that kind of interesting because this ballpark is a really good triples park. And I know Miguel is not obviously a speed demon, but it's a ways ago. Here's Dirks. 9th man to bat in this inning. 6 runs, 7 hits for Detroit. Dirks struck out to end the first inning. Waving a miss. 1-1. Another swing and a miss, and now it's 1-2 on Andy. Tenth season for Edgar Gonzalez. And a swing and a tip into the glove for strike 3. Tigers bat around. They score 5 runs on 6 hits. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try the mighty taste of Arby's new Mighty Minis today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by the wireless receiver only from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Well, this game looks a whole lot different now as we head to the top of the third. Tigers up 6-1. Miguel Cabrera tripling in the bottom of the second inning, in which the Tigers scored 5 for Doug Fister, and he's good to go now here in the third. Mr. Fister facing the top of the lineup: Jose Reyes, Melky Cabrera, Jose Bautista.
Lengthy sit down for Doug Fister in that half inning, about 21 minutes. Let's hope there's no effect on his control.
1 ball and 1 strike. Slap back out of play. 1-2 on Reyes. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reyes bounced out his first time up. Won a batting title a couple of years ago over in the National League at .337. Ooh. He looked that one right into the glove, and it was close. 3-2. And he lost him. Ball 4. The leadoff man is on, and to the studio we go for a game break. We check in with Ryan Field. All right, Ryan, thank you. Here it is 6-1 Detroit as we play in the third. Leadoff walk to Reyes and a strike called on Melky Cabrera.
Ryan Field has made an appearance. We can start the season now.
Yes, we can. He's been on Pistons duty.
The final piece of our news team has arrived.
Assemble. Here's the 0-1. That one just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers today have out hit the Jays 7-2. Cabrera is 0 for 1. Ball low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Melky Cabrera in the first game in this series reached a milestone, his 1,000th hit. In fact, the same day that Torrey Hunter reached 2,000 hits. And another ball. And now Fister has gone to 3-1.
Well, maybe he is having a few command issues. He's walked Reyes. 3-1 count now to Cabrera. Fister, for the most part, has outstanding control.
Ground ball left side and off the glove of the shortstop Peralta. It'll be a base hit. Put runners at first and second, nobody out.
And one of the things the Blue Jays displayed yesterday after the Tigers took a 6-1 lead, they came right back that next half inning and scored 4 runs themselves. There's nothing that Johnny Peralta can do with this. Even if he does catch it cleanly on the dive, he's not going to throw Reyes out at second base, and he can't get Cabrera either.
Well, the Blue Jays came into this series limping in terms of team batting average, but we saw what they could do yesterday, and they'll certainly start to hit. That is their 3rd hit of this game, and now they've got Bautista up there. He backs out and strike 1 is called.
And a good sinker at the bottom of the zone can get him a ground ball and get himself a double play. That's when Doug's at his best. He can do that with 2-seam, or he can do it with a real slow breaking ball or well located changeup. It's got to be down though.
Big swing there. 0-2.
He let that bat go like his wrist might be bothering him. Every now and then when you take big swings like this, watch him drop the bat. course, he had those wrist problems last year, and it looked like he just let it go instead of holding onto the bat.
Ground ball left side, deep in the hole. Peralta's going to go to third. Got him.
Good heads-up play there by Johnny. May have been the only play that he had.
I think it was. I don't think he gets Bautista.
Of course, Cabrera did not have to apply the tag to Reyes, but he just was getting to the bag at the same time Reyes was getting there, therefore couldn't find it with the foot, therefore applied the tag to him to make sure he got the call.
First out of the inning, and now Encarnacion, who flied out in the first inning. Another ground ball, just about the same spot. This one gets through. Dirk's charging it. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is in time for the out. Cabrera is cut down on a one-hop throw by Andy Dirks.
Andy Dirks has struck out a couple of times in the game today, but he comes up with an outstanding throw. Look at the footwork. Real good concentration, good exchange. Really nice one-hop throw to Avila, who applies the tag to Cabrera. There are so many times in that particular situation, if you're down by 5, the other team will simply give you that run. Luis Rivera, the third base coach, may have thought Dirks would come up and throw to third base, but Dirks with an outstanding throw gets himself an assist.
And there is strike one on J.P. Arancibia. It's the second out of the inning. Arancibia fouled out his first time up. Meanwhile, the Jays have been peppering the left side of the infield with ground balls. That one got through. Breaking ball in for a strike, and now it's 0-2 on Arancibia.
You just have to keep Arancibia in the ballpark. Already 3 homers this year. 43 since the beginning of 2011. Only other catcher, Matt Wieters, who has hit more home runs than Arancibia in that span.
Well, I guess it shouldn't be a surprise when you consider the first pitch he saw in the big leagues against James Shields. He hit out for a home run, and then eventually hit another home run in that game and finished 4 for 5. What a big league debut for Arancibia against a not too shabby pitcher, James Shields. Swing and a miss. Fister strikes him out. Crisis averted. No runs in the inning. They strand a couple. Little help from Andy Dirks on a beautiful one-hop throw. Offensively, the Tigers have put up 6 runs on 7 hits in this game, and Detroit now will take their swings Here in the bottom of the third, it'll be the same man to lead it off. It'll be Johnny Peralta, who started things with a single back in the second. Detroit sending 9 men to the plate in that second inning as they bounce the starter Josh Johnson out of the game. Gonzalez taking over, got the final 2 outs of the second inning. Johnny a single and a run scored in this one. And a ball down low. When you have your pitcher knocked out as early as John Gibbons did today, you're hoping for some good work here out of Gonzalez to kind of bridge the way through this game and through the rest of the bullpen. The 1-0 pitch in there for a high strike, and the count goes 1-1. Gibbons in his second stint as the skipper with Toronto, had a shot at it in the early 2000s, spent 4 years, and now he's back. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
If you weren't with us yesterday, I told you that Alex Anthopoulos, who is the general manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, invited John Gibbons up to Toronto to talk about a coaching job this offseason.
Back out of play.
That turned into a 3-day interview, and John Gibbons told me on the last day he felt like he was being interviewed for the manager's job, which he was, and eventually got that job.
Well, Gibbons in 2006 led the Blue Jays to an 87-75 record. They finished second in the American League East that year. Definitely his best season as the manager of Toronto. And the team that they have assembled for him this year certainly has an opportunity to make a lot of noise.
Former catcher, grew up in the New York Mets organization.
Popped up, foul ground, first base side, Encarnacion. 1 gone. One thing they're going to have to improve on is their starting pitching.
748 earned run average. They're not pitching many innings. The opponent's batting average is .324 against them. A lot of pressure on the Blue Jays this year with all the additions. Everyone picking them to win the American League East. A lot of pressure on both of these clubs, to be exact.
It is fun having those expectations, and I think most clubs, most managers like to have those expectations, which you're absolutely right. With that comes pressure. Avila, the batter now, with 1 out. And a ball outside, 1-0.
Gonzalez doesn't give you a whole lot to hit. You pretty much have to block out the fastball as a hitter. He doesn't throw you many fastballs. It gets up to 91 miles an hour, but he throws you so many off-speed pitches, you may as well go up there and sit on one.
Two balls, no strikes. Avila again in a good hitter's count. He was up 2-0 his last at bat. Same result. He took a 2-0 pitch for a strike that time as well. 2-1. Gonzalez, former property of the Diamondbacks, pitching briefly with the Athletics as well, Colorado and Houston. He's been around mostly in the National League. Swing and a miss. Out in front, 2-2.
Here's where he'll decide to throw you that fastball at about 89 miles an hour, and it'll look like it's about 102 after 4 straight pitches to Avila, right around 70 miles an hour. Here it comes.
Way inside, though. 3-2. His early days in the big leagues with Arizona, he was used as a starter. Now the 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball right side. As Turris gobbles it up. And Avila is out 2 away. Want to remind you to have your picnic or party at an upcoming Tigers game. And group picnics and party suites are on sale right now. Groups of 15 or more get discount tickets to select games. There's phone number 313-471-BALL, or check it out online at tigers.com. Now Infante with the bases empty. Blue Jays pitching has not been able to get the Tigers in order yet. Infante had a sac fly, knocking in a run back in the second. And Omar is enjoying a 7-game hitting streak. That's skied in the air, shallow right field. Rajai Davis under it, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. Chilly day here at Comerica Park. Tigers offense owning this one so far, 6-1. This afternoon, who are the top 4 Canadian-born home run hitters in Major League history? We'd like the top 4 Canadian-born. A couple of them should come to mind immediately. A couple of them you have to think about a little bit. We'll give you an opportunity to think about the top 4 home run hitters that are Canadian-born in Major League history. Rajai Davis leads it off. He is not Canadian. It'll be Davis, Rasmus, and DeRosa here in the 4th inning. Pfister missing outside. Doug had to sidestep a little bit of trouble in the 3rd. Walked the leadoff man, but he got a little help from Andy Dirks. Perfect throw out and left. Nailing a runner at home plate. Davis sends a ground ball foul, third base side.
Also, Peralta made a real nice play going to his right with runners on first and second, and Jose Reyes being the base runner at second. Able to force him at third.
All of that helped because they had a walk, 2 singles in that frame.
Well, Rafael Belliard couldn't be happier with the start that his team has gotten off to defensively.
That same spot, ground ball left side of the infield, it finds the hole.
Well, Pfister gets lots of ground balls.
Leadoff man is on for the 2nd consecutive inning.
David stole a base. Last time he was up, it was only the 10th time there has been a stolen base in 98 big league outings that Doug Pfister has been on the mound.
Colby Rasmus.
Those are the kinds of numbers that you would hear from a left-handed pitcher,
right?
Not necessarily a right-handed pitcher.
Guys like Burley and Pettit have the good moves
that you can't get a big lead against. I mean, the guy stands 6 feet 7 inches, and he's not particularly quick with his move over the first base, but he's got a really quick slide step. Takes very little time getting the ball out of his hand into the catcher's glove. He's about 1-1 to home plate, which is exceptional.
Ground ball right side. Fonte going to spin and throw him out. Move the runner up, one gone. Here is Mark DeRosa. Pfister facing the bottom of the Toronto lineup here this afternoon. He's allowed 1 run on 5 hits overall. Jays have stranded 4 in this game. Snap throw back. Trying to catch Davis flat-footed.
They have a couple of guys on their team that like to steal third base, and Davis would be one of them. He, along with Jose Reyes, they stole third base quite a bit last year.
One ball to no strikes.
What do you have on the Oakland Athletics? Have you done any homework on them yet?
Yeah, well, you know what? They've beaten the Angels 2 straight games in kind of an early season showdown between 2 of the better teams in the West. They're going to pitch.
They're 7-2.
They are off to a nice start.
They're hitting too. They lead the majors in home runs. They've driven in 57 as a club. Chili Davis, a good buddy of mine, their second-year hitting coach.
Max going tomorrow against Bartolo Colon.
And then you have Justin Verlander and Anibal Sanchez in the 3-game series there against Brett Anderson and Jared Parker, one of those young fine rookies of a season ago.
I would imagine guys like pitching in that ballpark in Oakland for a couple of reasons. It gets kind of damp and chilly at night. Ball maybe doesn't carry as much, but all that foul ground really helps out too.
Over the years, their numbers have been really good as a pitching staff.
There's a big swing and a strikeout. DeRosa is down.
Nice change piece there. You could see it coming out of the hand of Doug Pfister and Fox Mo. DeRosa swung right over the top of it.
Here's Meister as Turris. Strike 1.
Doug Pfister 13 of 19 in first pitch strikes so far this afternoon.
Chopper to second, and Fonte will end the inning. His Turris is out, so are the Blue Jays. Here comes the bottom of the 4th. Presented by the new Premium McWrap. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338. Or if you'd like, you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. We'll have final results post-game during Tigers Live. So far, good day for Doug Fister. Tigers have backed him with some really good offense. They had a big second inning, and Detroit will bring a lead into the bottom of the fourth inning. 6-1 is our score. And Gonzalez starts off the breaking ball outside, 1-0. Austin Jackson. Single for 2, and it's lined to right field, base hit.
He's getting off. Straight getting off these days.
Second hit of the game now for Jackson. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in today's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. He's going to bring up Torrey Hunter. Hunter is single in 2 at bats. If you had to guess, what was more appealing about bringing Torrey Hunter here to Detroit? What he could do offensively in that 2 spot, or the other things he gives you? Gold Glove defense, great guy in the clubhouse, etc.
Player. First and foremost, for him to go out and produce and play the way that he played last year when he was playing for Los Angeles. The other stuff is just a bonus. And when you have a good clubhouse leader.
Hunter goes in the air, slicing away from the right fielder, and it's going to go foul.
When you have a guy that's really good with the media, someone that's going to get out in the community and do some stuff for the kids, that's all an added bonus. And those are all things that Torrey will provide while he's here for the 2 years in Detroit, and maybe beyond that.
And so far so good. Another hit, another RBI. Hunter is enjoying a 6-game hitting streak now. One is fouled back. 1-2 on Torrey.
I know a lot of the younger players really gravitated to Hunter in spring training. Nick Castellanos, of course, Austin Jackson, Daniel Fields. They were bending his ear constantly during the course of spring training, trying to get a little knowledge from the veteran outfielder.
Here's the 1-2. Popped up. Third base side of the infield. DeRosa to the grass. Hunter is gone, 1 away. Well, you talk about all the young guys gravitating toward Torrey. Torrey had some guys that helped him out when he got to the big leagues as well. And it seems like it's always that way for guys that have longevity in the game. There's always a player or two that early in your career you can look back to.
He said Kirby Puckett was that guy for him, his mentor, when he got to the big leagues with the Minnesota Twins.
Here is Cabrera. I used to love watching Kirby Puckett play, man. He played with a lot of energy. Great talent.
He was good.
Ball low.
He didn't miss his fastballs. From the bill of the cap to the shoe tops. He was hacking.
Speaking of hacking, Cabrera triple to the gap in right center field back in the second, and Miguel has been on base twice in this game.
He's already driven 11 runs in the first 8 games of the year. Every single month last year, Cabrera drove in 20 or more runs. How's that for consistency?
It's good, too, because I was really worried after that 0 for 5 on opening day.
Were you?
Oh, I was really worried. I thought it was going to be a down year for Cabrera. But he's bounced back nicely. He's hitting .412 right now. Let me clarify that I am kidding with that last comment.
I think they knew that.
And is rolled to third base. DeRosa across the diamond in time. 2 gone. Jackson moves to second. And that'll bring up Prince Fielder. 1 through 4 has really gotten it done so far in this game. which, at least in the early going here this year, has been no surprise. Fielder single and a walk, RBI. Well, Fielder as well has 11 driven in this year. There's a ball outside, 1-0 to Prince.
And there's no other 3-4 duo in the major leagues that are as talented as these two. There's some other good ones, but they're not as good as these two.
Well, if you want to extend it to the top 4, this is what it looks like this year. Averages of 368, 390, 400, 333. And 5 hits between them today.
Our number 9 guy, Omar Infante, has some numbers that looks just like those guys' numbers too.
Yeah, no doubt. Omar has driven in a run today as well. 2-1 on Prince. Gonzalez has been able to slow down this Tigers offense a tad. Had to come on for Josh Johnson in the second. Checked it, missed it outside. 3-1 on Prince Fielder. Martinez waiting on deck. And a strike called to Prince. Thought he had a walk.
71-mile-per-hour changeup from Gonzalez.
Three and 2 on Prince. Now Fielder will step out. Tigers got 1 in the first, 5 in the second. Blue Jays got their run in the second inning. Here's the 3-2. And that is ball 4. Well, Fielder on base for the 3rd time today. It's his 2nd walk. That'll put 2 aboard now for Victor Martinez. Victor has an RBI single to his credit today, and he's driven in 3 this year. Jackson at second base, Fielder at first. Gonzalez had retired 5 straight prior to the Jackson single to start this inning. And a ball outside, 1-0. Victor, a native of Venezuela, grew up playing shortstop his entire youth. And in fact, he felt that once he got into pro ball, he was going to be a shortstop. That's what he always wanted to do, be a big league shortstop. But they converted him to the catching position as a rookie in pro ball in the Cleveland system, and he got to the big leagues as a catcher. Injuries will probably keep him at the DH role this year. There's a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. A lot of great Venezuelan shortstops, and Victor said, you know what, I'm going to be the next one when I get to the big leagues. But he's turned out to be one of the better major league hitters. That's fouled back. 1-2. So Gonzalez now has thrown 38 pitches out of the bullpen. You know what his hometown is?
No.
San Nicolas de los Garza, Nuevo Leon, Mexico. Try putting that as a return address on your envelope.
That's a tongue twister too.
Can you repeat it?
Absolutely not. Even if I looked at it, I probably couldn't repeat it.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Martinez. And that misses low. 2-2 the count.
Of the 39 pitches that he has thrown, 60% of them have been off-speed pitches, as you could imagine. Lots of change-ups, lots of breaking balls, very few fastballs. Guys like these are nightmares to hit against, really.
Now the 2-2. Fought that one off.
And the reason for that is he never really ever gives you anything to hit. So you have to display tremendous patience.
Well, especially when you are backing up a guy like Johnson, who has a fastball that certainly is much more overpowering.
Saw Aaron Sebia out having a conversation with Gonzalez. He may have just gone out to verbally give him the sign. Since Jackson's been standing on second base for so long, has had a good look at everything Gonzalez throws. Just go out and tell him what you want to throw on that next pitch. No sign given.
And the 2-2. Outside, 3-2, and Gonzalez may have slipped a bit on his delivery. So it's full with 2 outs. That means the base runners will be on the move. Jackson at fielder. Gonzalez trying to navigate his way through the 4th here after taking over for Johnson in the 2nd. And the 3-2. He walked him. Ball 4. Load him up. 2nd straight walk now for Gonzalez. We remind you to make sure you visit your life-size Detroit Tigers located in the Jefferson lobby of the Renaissance Center. For more information on April in the D, please visit foxsportsdetroit.com. And you are looking at the life-size bobbleheads of Justin Verlander and Miguel Cabrera. Actually, they're bigger than life-size. They're like gargantuan bobbleheads. There you go. Check them out at the Ren Center. Here's Dirks. Swings in the first pitch and fouls it away. It would be nice to see if Andy Dirks can get his bat going. As everybody else, really 1 through 4 in the lineup, has done well. Looks like Victor's starting to come around a little bit. Dirks has fanned twice in this game. Jackson, fielder. Martinez on the bases. Ground ball right side. That'll be routine for his Turris, and the threat is over. No runs, a single, 2 walks. Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Back here at the ballpark on a chilly afternoon, the Tigers and the Blue Jays wrapping up this series. All Tigers so far. They lead 6-1. April in the D in full swing. Tigers will be heading out to the West Coast after this one here today. And Doug Fister has been the recipient of some offense today. Meanwhile, he's kept the Blue Jays in check.
And a lot of first pitch strikes to the Toronto Blue Jays this afternoon.
Gonna have to deal now with the top of the order. Jose Reyes, Melky Cabrera, and Jose Bautista. And Fister starts him off with a strike on the outer edge. Walk and a ground out for Jose Reyes in this game. Takes a ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reyes needs 3 hits to reach 1,500 for his career. And there's a looper into center base hit. 2 hits for 1,500.
Here's today's high-speed stat brought to you by Charter Internet. Active players under 30 years old. Jose Reyes with 1,414 stolen bases. Look at Hanley Ramirez, second on that list with 237.
It's a wide gap between 1 and 2. Melky Cabrera, the batter, singled in his last at bat. He's had himself a series. 6 hits in this series. Slap toward left field, slicing. And Dirks will not be able to get there. It's foul.
When the Blue Jays came to town, the only 2 in their starting lineup that were hitting with any consistency at all were Jose Reyes, the leadoff hitter, and their catcher, Aaron Sevilla. But you mentioned Cabrera's perked up a little bit. Bautista's gotten a few hits along with Encarnacion.
Vila blocks it. Well, the Blue Jays signed Melky Cabrera to a 2-year deal this past November. With the Giants last year, spent 5 seasons in New York with the Yankees. But he had that big year with the Royals 2 years ago. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Good action there. Good arm action with the changeup at 78 miles an hour out of the hand of Doug Fister. Circle change. Located beautifully.
Runner goes. Chopper hit to the shortstop. And Peralta will throw him out. Advance the runner second. Cabrera is gone 6-3. That'll bring up Jose Bautista.
Even though the Blue Jays are down by 5 runs, if you're Doug Fister, keep an eye on Jose Reyes at second base. He stole third base 11 times last year in 14 attempts. Omar Infante's job to keep him close at second base, with the pull hitting Jose Bautista standing in the batter's box. Overall, Tigers pitchers have really done a nice job against Bautista in the series.
Agreed.
Pitching him away and making him hit the ball to right field, where he doesn't have nearly the strength that he does to the pull field.
He is 2 for 11 in the series. Bautista now with the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. And he is rapidly climbing the home run list for the Toronto Blue Jays as you look at the numbers on Fister so far.
He's got serious bat speed. Very few right-handers in the game have the same kind of quickness in their bat that Bautista has.
.142 home runs as a Blue Jay, and Carlos Delgado is their #1 all-time home run hitter with 336. You know, 4 different organizations had Jose Bautista before he really took off with Toronto. He played with Baltimore, KC, Tampa, Pittsburgh. Ground ball left side. Cabrera plays the hop. So again, they retire Bautista. 2 outs. Runner holds at second. He's going to bring up Encarnacion. A lot of ground balls today for Doug Fister. 2 more of them here in the 5th.
Yeah, just like Rick Porcello yesterday early in the game. Porcello was throwing a lot of ground balls himself.
In for a strike. Encarnacion not so sure about that last call. A little silent protest.
Today's the best we've seen Doug Fister, including spring training. Doug was a little out of whack toward the tail end of spring. Balance wasn't good. Arm wasn't catching up. Therefore, a lot of his fastballs were up in the zone.
.568 ERA this past spring for Fister. There's a strike call. 1-2. Made 6 starts down in Lakeland. Now the 1-2. Vila again down to block it. Reyes not going anywhere. Encarnacion a single and a fly ball. He had an 0 for 19 slump going until he doubled in yesterday's ball game. Trying to drive in a run here with 2 outs. Tigers lead 6-1. We're in the 5th inning. Popped him up. Left side foul ground. Cabrera comes in to make the play, and the side retired. Nothing comes of the leadoff single. Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire.
Tigers approaches today against Josh Johnson, who started for the Toronto Blue Jays. Every single hitter for the most part, with the exception of Infante, who got a hanging breaking ball and pulled the baseball, was thinking about hitting the ball the other way. Whether it was Austin Jackson, whether it was Cabrera, whether it was Hunter, whether it was Fielder. Tremendous approach today against Johnson because he wouldn't pitch inside. Tigers weren't looking inside. Therefore, they hit some pretty good pitchers today.
And they lead 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And it's going to be Johnny Peralta to lead it off. It's bottom 3, Peralta, Vila, Infante. Tigers have 6 runs, 8 hits, and the Jays a run on 6 hits. Gonzalez still out there. That's rolled foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
That last piece of video that we showed you is a perfect example of why pitchers need to at least show the opposing batters that they will pitch inside on occasion. Johnson did not do that today, and that's why he's not in the game anymore.
Now the 0-2. Ball high. Johnny singled, scored a run back in the second. 4 hits in this series against the Blue Jays. Tigers' offense on this homestand has been really good. They came in at .331 in the homestand, which began with the New York Yankees.
Really the only pitcher that's been able to slow them down is CC Sabathia.
And he was really good
on Sunday. Dealing.
Esmil Rogers is warming up again.
Every day.
Every day Esmil?
Yes.
3-2. Avila waiting on deck. Full count pitch. Lost it, ball 4. Only walked 2 in the 4th and now 1 more here in the 5th. Hey, don't forget to see the Tigers battle the Kansas City Royals April 23rd through the 25th. Take advantage of the Super Spring Special. Upper box seats are half price, only $13. 866-66-TIGER is the phone number. 866-66-TIGER or tigers.com. Here comes Avila. Alex, a single and a ground out. Avila now is 3 out of 10 in this series. Well, there's all this talk in the Tigers clubhouse today about, you know what, we can get out of town because it's gotten really chilly. We can go to the West Coast. Things are going to warm up, but it's not really going to be all that warm out there.
No, it's not.
It's bounced back up the middle, and it's going to get through. It found a hole. Base hit. I mean, it's not going to be like it is here in Detroit, but still in April on the West Coast, especially in the Bay Area where the Tigers are headed, a little bit chilly.
A little chilly in Seattle as well.
Gibbons coming out says, I'd like a new pitcher, please. So Gonzalez has run his course, and he will give way after 2 batters here in the 5th. Wall side windows pitching change. Here comes Esmil Rogers. West Coast right before break. And it's going to be time now for today's Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. Which West Coast city would you like to watch the Tigers if you had a choice? Is it A, LA/Anaheim, B, Seattle, C, Oakland, San Francisco, or D, San Diego? You can enter your vote by texting ACE followed by a space and the letter answer to 37338. All really, really good choices.
No, there's no wrong answer there.
San Diego?
Yeah, San Diego's special.
Yeah,
San Diego's awfully special.
There is no wrong answer.
But I love the ballpark in San Francisco. One of my favorites in all of baseball.
Seattle's a great yard, very picturesque city. And LA and Anaheim also great place to watch ball. Got a new pitcher now. It's Esmil Rogers coming in for Toronto.
We saw him last year as well when he was pitching for the Cleveland Indians. And now pitching for the Blue Jays, pitching in his 5th game. Pretty good numbers so far for Rogers. He's got a big arm. His fastball will get up to 95 along with a slider.
Omar Infante, as the Tigers try and pad their 6-1 lead. Ball 1 down low. You might recall the Tigers had a 6-1 advantage in yesterday's ball game as well. Infante picked up his 4th RBI with a sac fly back in the 2nd. Drops down a bunt, and it's going to stay fair. It looks. It hugs the line and stays fair. You like that one? Bunt single.
Couldn't have done it any better. And really, Rogers made the right decision, hoping the ball would go foul because he would not have thrown Omar out at first base. Everything the Tigers have done today from an offensive standpoint has worked to perfection for them.
Jackson sends a ground ball slowly toward third. DeRosa comes home 1, no relay. AJ aboard of the fielder's choice. That's the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Torrey Hunter. One for 3 for Hunter. He singled in a run in the biggest inning of the game, the 5-run second for Detroit. Got a chance to pad his RBI totals here and give the Tigers more breathing room. 1 strike on Hunter. Three men on for Detroit: Avila, Infante, Jackson. And the fancy schmancy triple split. Here's the 0-1. What's Torrey done in his career with the bases loaded, you ask? How about 10 grand slams? 10 of them. 314 average as well. Tipped into the glove for strike 2. Hunter last year had 92 RBIs for the Angels. Twice in his career he's gone over 100.
5 of the last 7 years, Torrey Hunter has driven in 90 or better in the RBI department.
Now the 1-2. There's a base hit to right field. He goes the other way again. This might get 2 runs in. Throw to the plate, not in time. Safe at home plate, and Torrey Hunter knocks in 2 more. Both of his RBI hits today have gone to right field.
The previous 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Rogers, he threw right by Torrey Hunter. So with 2 strikes, Torrey shortened up a little bit. He got another piece of cheese and really laced it the opposite direction. And good coaching by Tommy Brookins, sending Infante home, scoring a couple more runs there.
Three RBIs on the day for Hunter. 6 for the season, and the Tigers lead 8-1.
Just about every single hit that Hunter has gotten this year has been hit to right field. Overwhelming majority of them.
And ball 1 down low to Miguel Cabrera.
It appears that Miguel Cabrera and his approach starting to rub off on a lot of these hitters.
Cabrera tripled in a run in the second. There's a walk and a steal to his credit as well.
And that's where it stops. The approach, because you can't duplicate the talent.
Jackson, Hunter the base runners. Well, the ball that Miggy hit back in the second inning was a classic example of that, going to Triple's alley out in right center field for a 3-bagger. And it's the first career game for Cabrera with a triple and a stolen base. And that stolen base was the thing of beauty as well. He saw nobody paying attention to him at second, so he just trotted to third with no throw.
Little league play,
pretty much. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cabrera.
Well, since the beginning of the 2011 season, nearly 400 batting average for Miguel Cabrera with runners in scoring position. No one in baseball has been better over that stretch.
That is a foul ball on the first base side. 2-2 now on Cabrera. Triple Crown MVP last year. He will be a candidate for both of those again this year. Although winning the Triple Crown in back-to-back seasons is going to be extremely difficult to do. How about these numbers this year with men in scoring position?
I said it yesterday. They need to find a higher league for this guy. He's pretty much got this one mastered.
Now the 2-2. Fell back again. Whole bunch of production at the top of the Tigers lineup. They already have 11 hits in this game. Of course, their big inning was the 5-run second, the inning that chased Josh Johnson. Rogers, their third pitcher this afternoon.
I like the way that they're tacking on runs today. They didn't tack on any more yesterday, and as a result, they lost the game.
And the 2-2. We try to hold up. Unable to do it. Strike 3. Rogers gets a strikeout. It'll bring up Prince Fielder. They were not able to tack on runs in Minnesota either. So in games that they lost, it started out pretty good, but they just were not able to build. Today they built on the lead with a couple more here in the 5th. Fielder on base 3 times. 2 base on balls, single and an RBI. Ball 1. Of the 11 Tigers hits today, 10 of them have been singles. Cabrera's triple is the only extra base hit. Rogers with a 1-0. There's a line drive, base hit to right. Get another run in. Jackson scores. Hunter on his way to third. Brookins going to wave him in. Torrey Hunter will score standing up. Brooks Fielder having himself a day. 2-run double.
Prince appeared to go down and get himself a nice little breaking ball and just hit a seed into the gap in right center field. And Torrey Hunter took a peek. Wasn't sure whether Tommy Brookins was going to send him home, but we were talking about Brookins earlier. Very, very aggressive over at third base.
It looked like Brookins was waving him in as Torrey was hitting second base. Victor Martinez will bat. A 4-run fifth inning. Tigers lead 10-1. Ball outside. Rain starting to fall here at the ballpark. 12 Detroit hits. That is the second extra base hit of the day. Fielder on base 4 times. 2 hits, 2 walks. Martinez drives one in the air to deep right center field. That ball is hit well. Rasmus going over the warning track to run it down.
Got to get back in the weight room, son.
4 more runs in the frame. Hunter able to drive in 2, and the Prince 2 more. Send him home, Brookins. This afternoon, we gave you a chance to think about it. Who are the top 4 Canadian-born home run hitters in Major League Baseball history? And the answer is Larry Walker, of course, leads the way with 383. Matt Stairs, a former Tiger, albeit briefly. Jason Bay and Justin Morneau. Those are your top 4. Well, the Blue Jays are down 10-1 now to the Tigers. They continue to have a big day offensively. Doug Fister is the recipient of all of this offense. JP Arancibia leads it off. It's been a big day for Prince. He doubled in 2. Also has an RBI single and 2 walks.
Not ideal conditions to play baseball this afternoon, but the Tigers, from an offensive standpoint, tremendous concentration today.
I would say so. I mean, I would think that if you guys arrived at the ballpark today thinking, oh, it's going to be a long day. But not so. 10 runs, 12 hits. Rain really starting to fall now. Ball missing outside. Nope, it's a strike. Beg your pardon. 0-2. Fisker quickly ahead of Aaron Sebia. Davis and Rasmus will follow here. The 0-2 pitch is rolled foul.
Xfinity high-speed pitch today for Doug Fister. 89 miles an hour with his fastball, 71 with one or two of those slow lollipop curveballs that he features on occasion.
Breaker. See you later. Aaron Sevia's out of there. Second time he has struck out today. To the studio we go for a game break in Ryan Field. All right, Ryan, thank you. Here it is 10-1. All Detroit today with the rain falling at Comerica. Rajai Davis on base twice, hit by a pitch, a steal, and a single. Breaking ball in for a strike.
Doug Fister in a real nice groove now. Fastballs at the bottom of the strike zones. Really good breaking balls. Change-ups have been located in a very nice area. 74 total pitches, 51 strikes. Looks like he's back on track.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. That's his fourth.
He stands 6 feet 7 inches and he throws that curveball straight over the top. It's not a look that you're accustomed to looking at if you're a batter. Look at the ball way up top. Falls off the table.
Here's Colby Rasmus. Single ground out for Rasmus. And after the Tigers get 4, Fisker would like to shut them down here in the 6th. High fly ball, center field. Jackson cruising over. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Doug Fisker. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. All Tigers today, they lead at 10-1, and Andy Dirks will start things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 10 runs, 12 hits Detroit, 1 run, 6 hits for the Toronto Blue Jays. Dirks 0 for 3 in this game, and he takes a ball outside 2-0. Andy right now trying to join the party, the only Tiger without a hit in this game. 2-0 pitch is a little bit outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Some changes for the Blue Jays. Meister will move to short. Emilio Bonifacio will take over at second base. Reyes out of the game. Bonifacio batting in the leadoff slot for Toronto. 3-1 on Dirks. Low, ball 4, so he reaches with the leadoff walk. Four walks now for the Toronto bullpen. Bring up Johnny Peralta. Johnny fouls it away. Been on base twice in this game. How important, Ron, do you think it is for Peralta to get off to a fast start? He's at 290 right now, and based on last year, I'm sure the fact that he lost a little bit of weight, he'd like to get off to a quick start.
No doubt. He's a free agent after this season is over as well, and he'd like to play for a number of more years. Johnny Peralta right in the prime of his career.
He's been in the big leagues for so long that you're right. I mean, he is right now in the prime of his career. All-star 2 years ago for Detroit before taking a step back a little bit with his numbers last year. Fall high, 1-2. Johnny shedding some weight in the offseason, which has helped his mobility a little bit at short. Now Rogers ready with a 1-2. Roll toward third base. DeRosa will charge. And safe at first. Peralta beats it out for a hit.
No disrespect to Prince Fielder nor Johnny Peralta, but we've seen both of them get infield singles in this series. The Blue Jays just aren't really playing good baseball right now.
Fielders was hit to second base too, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Yeah, Bonifacio. Here is Avila. A couple of hits today for Alex. 2 singles. Ball missing outside. 13 Detroit hits now. Most of them singles. You've got the triple from Cabrera, the double from Fielder. And the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. It's becoming an issue now on the mound, trying to kick some of the dirt out of his cleats. Field getting a little bit wet. Big rip there by Avila. 2-1. Bottom of the Tigers lineup pulling its share of the load today. Number 7 hitter Johnny Peralta. Been on base 3 times. Avila has 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Infante with a hit, sac fly, and an RBI. Make it 2-2 on Avila.
Top to bottom, one of the more talented offenses in baseball. You talked about the guys that are batting 7th, 8th, and 9th. All 3 have made all-star teams. Peralta, Avila, and Infante.
Well, we had a feeling, I think, coming into this year, this would be a deeper lineup, especially with Hunter now batting at the top, pushing Dirks down a little bit lower. Although he's gotten off to a slow start, we know he will hit. But Infante for a full season now really has shored up the bottom of the Tiger line.
The only player in the starting lineup today, well, I guess there's 2. That would be Dirks and Jackson, have not made all-star teams. Everybody else has gone to the Summer Classic.
Swing and a miss, and Avila strikes out swinging, first out of the inning. 6 different Tigers have an RBI today, so they have definitely spread the wealth. Here comes Infante. Rogers having trouble keeping that pitching hand warm. And Omar steps away from a strike, 0-1. Tigers came into this game hitting .338 in this series. They've definitely not had trouble scoring runs. There's a line drive to short, knocked down by his Turris. He'll flip to second one. Now they're going to throw down to third. Dirk's caught in a run down, and they'll tag him out. Very unconventional double play, but they get it to end the inning. On our way to the 7th, 10-1 Detroit.
Attacked Aaron Seavey, who had a big hit yesterday for the Toronto Blue Jays, clearing the bases with a double. He popped up on the very first pitch he saw this afternoon from Fister, and then Fister the next time up struck him out swinging and then threw him a breaking ball and caught him looking. So outstanding job today by Doug Fister against Aaron Seavey.
Well, the numbers on Fister: 6 innings. He has given up 6 hits so far, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Between innings, the ground screw coming out, dropping some diamond dry at home plate in the batter's box. Both batter's boxes, actually, and the pitching mound area. As the light rain that has fallen here has made the turf a little bit wet. So as we go to the 7th inning, Tigers leading in this one 10-1. And a chance to take 2 out of 3 in this series from Toronto. Mark DeRosa leads it off, facing Fister. Fister's pitch count, really good shape. As we go to the 7th, that was his 78th pitch of the afternoon. Ground ball to third, diving stop Cabrera from his knees. It's not going to be in time. Infield hit for DeRosa.
It's a great effort by Miggy getting over there to make the play, but it looked like he had a little difficulty getting the ball out of the glove and getting a good handle on it, and therefore couldn't make a strong throw over to first base.
7 Toronto hits in this game. First for DeRosa. Meiser is Turris. Ball 1. Nothing doing today for his tourist. Couple of ground balls. 0 for 2. There's another one. This might be a double play. Johnny Infante and a double play. Six, 4, 3, 2 outs. First at bat now for Emilio Bonifacio. Reyes out of the game. Bonifacio coming into the leadoff slot. Emilio played in the first 2 games of the series. Had an RBI double yesterday in their win. Had a double and a triple in the series. Breaking ball slides a little bit high and in. 1-0. Back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fister just seemingly has been in a really good groove all afternoon long. Had 6 in a row retired prior to that infield hit by DeRosa. That's popped up. Third base side. Will it stay in play? Cabrera has room. And another quick inning for Doug Fister. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Time to stretch here at the ballpark. Afternoon with the Tigers comfortably ahead. Tigers 1 through 5 hitters, 8 for 16 with 9 RBIs. And how good have they been today? Well, they dealt Josh Johnson his shortest career outing, an inning and a third before they knocked him out. And Doug Fister has done the rest. 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, and he has struck out 4 in this game. And the Tigers hopefully en route to taking 2 out of 3 in the series. New pitcher now for the Blue Jays. That would be Steve Delabar.
I saw Steve Delabar yesterday. His fastball was anywhere from 93 to 95 miles an hour. His earned run average unblemished so far this year. 5 strikeouts, 3 base on balls, and the opponent's hitting .214 against Steve.
Facing the top of the lineup, it'll be Austin Jackson leading it off for Detroit. 13 hits for the Tigers today. 2 of them belong to Jackson, both singles. AJ hitting .368. Swings through that one. 0-2. Delavar came out of the bullpen throwing hard, but he had some trouble locating. Walked a couple of batters. The bases loaded in the 5th inning yesterday as the Tigers were building their lead, but the bullpen could not hang on to it. A little bit high. Doug Eddings down at first, says he didn't go. Whistle back into the seats. Del Bar is out of Fort Knox, Kentucky. Right back up the middle into center. Boy, Jackson with a 3-hit day.
His approach right now is about as good as I've ever seen it. Real short, real quick, compact with all of his swings, whether they be fastballs or breaking balls. Unbelievable concentration today by just about every single Tigers offensive player.
Yeah, to the tune of 14 hits this afternoon. That's how well they've concentrated. It's been a big day for Torrey Hunter. Singled in 2 in the 5th. He has 3 RBIs this afternoon.
And not many of their hits today have been to the pull field. They've been pretty much right back up the gut or the other way.
Torrey's been one of those guys that Hunter has been using all parts of the field, especially right field. Here's the 1-1. That's going to hit him. Hunter tried to get out of the way, couldn't do it.
Sounded like Torrey screamed before the ball even hit him.
I don't blame him.
Listen to this.
And they're going to take him out of the ball game. Don Kelly will come on a pinch run. He's going to bring out Miguel Cabrera. Ball 1 outside. We were talking earlier, Rod, about the hits by direction for Torrey Hunter. 15 of his 17 hits have gone either to center field or right field. Only 2 to left so far this year.
If he keeps that up, he's going to hit 300 again.
High fly ball. Rajai Davis. Jackson will tag and move up.
Let's take a look at the Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. It happened earlier in this ball game. Miguel Cabrera off Josh Johnson centers into right center field. Triples into right center field, I should say. His first triple since July of 2010. Miguel also stole a base today, and it's the first time in his career that he has tripled and stolen a base in the same game.
Big days all the way around for the Tigers offense, including one for Prince Fielder. Single, double, 2 walks, 3 RBIs for the Tigers first baseman.
Even though the offense has been awfully impressive today, it all starts with pitching, and Doug Fister has simply been on point this afternoon.
Driven to the air to left. Melky Cabrera backs up edge of the warning track to make the catch, but Prince going to get himself another RBI with a sacrifice fly.
He is an RBI machine. Prince is going to be right there in the middle of the MVP conversation this year, sandwiched in between Cabrera and Victor Martinez, and he's going to get a lot of pitches to hit.
A 4 RBI day for Mr. Fielder. Here's Martinez. He singled one in back in the first. He's also had a walk. Straight back to the screen, 0-1. Tigers have doubled up the hit totals today on the Blue Jays, 14-7. They had a 15-hit game in game 1 in this series, and now 14 more here this afternoon. Oh, 0-2. Tigers coming into play today. We're leading the American League, nearly hitting 300 as a team, 297. They'll get even closer with 14 more hits here today. Another foul back out of play. One, 2 on Victor. 2 going here in the 7th. 11-1 Detroit. Again, back out of play. Eleven of the Tigers' 14 hits in this game have either been up the middle or the other way, which illustrates the point you made just a minute ago.
Unselfish approach today. Great game plan given to the boys today by Lloyd McClendon, the hitting coach. Toby Harrah, also the assistant hitting coach down there. What's Torrey doing?
I don't know. That's in the air to center. Playable for Rasmus, and the inning is over. Tigers add another run in this one. The top 4 in the lineup have been absolutely outstanding today. The result is a huge lead. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, the official window company of Fox Sports Detroit. Not ideal conditions today by any means, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Prince Fielder's had a big day. So has the entire Tigers offense. They lead 11-1 as we go to the 8th. Don Kelly will stay in the game. And he will play in right field. He took over for Torrey Hunter, who was hit by a pitch. Melky Cabrera will lead it off against Doug Fister, who threw just 7 pitches in the 7th, 10 pitches in the 6th. And because of that, his pitch count in great shape. Drops in a bender that misses outside, 1-0. It'll be Cabrera, Bautista, Encarnacion for Toronto. Outside again, 2 balls, no strikes. it's outside again. 3-0 on Melky Cabrera. Pfister with 4 strikeouts in this game. He's hit a batter. And he's walked one. There's a strike. Cabrera is on his way to first. Melky today with a single and 3 at-bats. 6 hits in the series. Fouled off, making 3-2. That one bit Avila. Back up the middle into center. Well, Cabrera continues to hit. That's his second hit today. Wednesday, April 24th. Mark that down on your calendar. The Tigers host the Kansas City Royals at 7:08. The first 10,000 fans receive an April in the D Justin Verlander mini bobblehead courtesy of Fox Sports Detroit. Call 866-66-TIGER or check it out, tigers.com. And there it is. Verlander in his bobblehead. Adam Lind is pinch hitting now for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he looks at a strike. Bautista is out of the game. Lind has seen some action in this series. Waves and misses through that one. He started at first base yesterday. But he's behind in the count here, 0-2. Checked at that time. Still asking for the appeal, but no dice. Dana DeMuth down there at third base. And a foul back out of play.
If you're Jim Leyland, you have to be elated with the fact that Pfister has gone into the 8th inning here today. Especially with some of the bullpen issues they've had the first week of the season.
Still fresh in his mind was yesterday's game in which the Tiger bullpen really struggled to throw strikes. Villarreal came in, walked 3 batters. Dotel came in, gave up a bases loaded double to score 3. 95 now for Pfister. The 2-2 is just off the plate, 3-2.
Doug Jones was talking about Villarreal before the game today and said they went back to look at some video of last year of Villarreal when he was really good, and they feel like they've identified a few things that he's been doing wrong the last couple of outings.
In the air, shallow left center. Dirks cruising over to make the catch.
It's one of the things that I appreciate about Jim Leyland. He's a veteran manager, and even if you have a kid like Villarreal or an Albuquerque that struggles, he remembers what they did for him last year, and Albuquerque also in 2011. When you build up a little bit of a track record, sometimes it takes just a little bit of tweaking to get you back on track versus a demotion down to the minor leagues.
Well, Jim was talking about Villarreal before the ball game today and said, you know, you look on the surface and he got ahead of every hitter that he faced. He just couldn't put him away. He was throwing with good velocity, but he said you've got to take the weather conditions into account. You know, Delavar came out of the bullpen, had trouble throwing strikes. It went both ways yesterday. That's down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And just the tone of the conversation was, you know what? It happens. It's baseball, and let's just turn the page, get to the next day, and hopefully a better outing the next time. Because when he is on, Villarreal could be really good.
Stuff is electric.
Get back into the seats. 1-2 on Encarnacion. And a ground ball to third, foul. Miggy hands out a souvenir.
Tip of the cap to the fans that embraced this weather here today.
Well, and yesterday as well, because they had to hang out for a 2.5-hour rain delay before that one got going. And once it did, it was chilly. Same story here today without the rain delay. Got him on the outside corner. Encarnacion very demonstrative in his disagreement with that call. And Angel Hernandez saying that's enough. You can get away with a little bit, but when you throw those hands over your head, you're towing the line.
That's a great pitch by Pfister. Too close to take if you're Encarnacion.
Here's Arancibia.
And if you're Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire, and Pfister's been locating the fastball there all afternoon, you're going to continue to give it to him. Look at the late movement on that two-seam sinker right there. That's what Pfister does. Top pitch today, 89 miles an hour, but when you have this kind of late life on your pitches, you can get away with 86.
Arancibia, a couple of strikeouts today, 0 for 3. He has fanned 7 times in the series. Almost made it 8.
Doug Pfister could go a couple different ways right now. Probably won't go change up, but he could go two-seamer down and in, or simply go to that breaking ball again that Arancibia has not been able to pick up today.
In Pfister's first start, 96 pitches. This afternoon, he's thrown 105. Yanked foul.
Looked like he went change up there. Got away with it, too.
In the air toward right field, Kelly going back to the corner. Donnie on the run makes the catch. Inning is over, no runs and a hit. 1 man left. Tigers lead this one behind some big-time offense and Doug Fister today, 11-1. MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Detroit Tigers baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com. So here comes Andy Dirks to lead it off as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 11-1 Detroit. And Dirks waves and misses 0-1.
You got your big jacket? You taking your big jacket out west with you?
You know what? I walked out today and said, nope, I'm leaving it home, but I think I'm going to bring it. Because tomorrow night in Oakland, I think it's going to be a little nippy. How about you?
I'm debating on whether I want to take the short one or the long one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you can only take so many. I mean, we're going to be on the road for, 10 days?
Yeah, that's a lot of packing.
No balls, 2 strikes. Dirks trying to join the hit parade. The only Tiger without one. Popped him up. Shortstop is Turris back. And 1 out. We'll bring up Johnny Peralta. Delabar came on in the 7th inning, gave up a run, and now pitching here in the 8th.
Well, we're going to get our first look at the American League West. There are some people that believe that the American League West might be the best division out there these days. With Oakland, of course, you have the Angels, Texas, Seattle.
Only really weak link is Houston. Ball inside.
Yeah, they did them no favors by putting them in that division.
Oakland out to the 7-2 start out west.
Oakland is picked up right where they left off last year. They played some really good, energetic baseball down the stretch.
Fouled away. Nice day for Peralta. Now he's had a couple of hits. He's walked. He's scored a run. And he tried to hold up there, did he? Went around. 2-2. Ground ball to short and through. Base hit.
Hit machine today is Peralta.
This is 3rd of the afternoon, and the Tigers now have 15 hits, which matches their total of Game 1 in the series. They had a 17-hit game back on the 6th against the New York Yankees, so they're 2 shy of their season high. 13 of the 15 hits are singles. And Avila has 2 of them. Strike 1. Each time that Avila has singled, he has come around to score. The Tigers have had a couple of big innings today. It all started back in the 2nd when they put up 5 chasing Josh Johnson. They added 4 more against the bullpen in the 5th. As Albuquerque continues to heat up in the Detroit bullpen. On the corner, a strike. Two and two now on Alex. Blue Jays, when they bat in the 9th inning, have Davis, Rasmus, DeRosa due up. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Avila goes down swinging. 2 gone, and that'll leave it up to Omar Infante. By the way, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. Here from manager Jim Leland and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game and show you all of the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Strike 1 on Infante. Omar had himself a bunt single back in the 5th. Also a sacrifice fly and an RBI from the 9th spot. He's knocked in 4 runs this year. And a very solid 379 average in the early going.
We've been talking about the top 4 hitters. Jackson Hunter, Miggy and Prince. And we're going to have to add Omar in there. Go 9, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm all for that. The numbers are certainly deserving. Delabar trying to finish off this 8th inning ahead of the count 1-2. Back up the middle, and it's into center field. Another hit for the Tigers.
Guys not giving away plate appearances today. Lopsided game, 10-run lead. Guys still having quality at bats.
One hit shy of the season high. That's 16 Detroit hits. And it's going to give Jackson a chance for a 4-hit day. Austin has also scored 3 times and knocked 1 in. Get back out of play 0-1. So the Tigers continue to build on their offensive numbers. We mentioned they came in leading the American League in team average, and they're getting closer and closer to 300 as a ball club. Toward right field, slicing away from Davis. Into the seats it goes. Official attendance this afternoon, 28,781. Oh, 2 on Jackson. Inside and high, 1-2 the count on Austin. Johnson started this game, then Gonzalez gave them a few innings out of the bullpen, then Esmail Rogers, and then Delabar came on in the 7th. Swing and a miss. Jackson is out, so are the Tigers. We will go to the 9th. Forward to the Tigers, putting this one in the win column. They lead 11-1 as we go to the 9th inning in this ball game. Here's some news and notes around the major leagues. Aaron Harang now has been acquired by Seattle from Colorado, and you were talking, Rod, about the start the A's have gotten off to.
Well, they're 7-2, and they lead MLB with 58 runs scored. They've hit 16 home runs. They've driven in a lot of runs, and the ERA is very good too. They're second in the American League with that 3.11 ERA.
So the Tigers 3 outs away from taking 2 out of 3 from the Toronto Blue Jays.
And it looks like there's going to be no such thing as a sophomore slump for Bryce Harper.
Apparently not. He's been hot. Here is Al Albuquerque.
Good fastball, mid-90s. Legitimate swing and miss slider. There it is.
Rajai Davis leading it off. Fisker goes 8 strong here today, surrendering only 1 run. Low and away, 1-2. Ramon Santiago takes over at third base. Cabrera done for the day. Matt Tuiasosopo is down there at first base. Prince Fielder is done for the day. In the air toward left, Danny Dirks coming in to make the play. 1 gone.
10-run lead. And Jim electing to get Torrey Hunter, Miguel, and Prince off the field. 3 guys that play every inning of every day.
Here's Colby Rasmus. Single for 3 for Rasmus. Henry Blanco has moved to the on-deck circle. He would hit for DeRosa. Drill to right field, a base hit. 1-out single. Upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet, and tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit, Scherzer and Bartolo Colon. It'll be your pitching matchup. Coverage beginning at 10 p.m. Join us from the West Coast. Here is Henry Blanco. The pinch hit for DeRosa. Back him out of there, 1-0. Blue Jays off to Kansas City. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Now it's 3-0 on the pinch hitter Blanco. Henry's been in the game a long time. He's 41 years old. He'll be 42 in August. His major league career began in '97 with the Dodgers. A lot of his time in the National League. And he lost him. Ball 4. Single and a walk with 1 out. Now Meiser is Turris, the number 9 hitter. Hitless afternoon for his Turris. 0 for 3. Grounded foul down the first base line. No balls, 2 strikes. Albuquerque last year pitched in only 8 games with the Tigers. He had elbow surgery coming off that tremendous 2011 season. Fouled straight back, and that season, right, he kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, he saw pitch a little bit in spring training, started the year in the minor leagues, and when he got to the big leagues, he was dealing.
His strikeouts per 9 innings were ridiculous. The best of any reliever in the American League.
Almost 14 per 9 innings 2 years ago. Fouled away.
Pitched so well in the 8 games after coming back from elbow surgery last year is that Jim Leland put him on the postseason roster.
Checked it low, and the runners will hold as Avila blocks it.
That slider that Albuquerque features, he holds it with a different grip. It's almost like a split grip, a split fingered fastball grip. Jeff Jones, a pitching coach, told me he'd never ever seen any pitcher hold the slider the way that Albuquerque holds his, but he gets great results with it.
That's a foul tip, and his Turris hopping around on one leg.
Take a look at the slider and the grip. I mean, most people don't hold their sliders like this. It's almost like a changeup grip, but yet tremendous depth and bite and break with this pitch.
One and two on Meiser as Turris. Lifted in the air. Shallow left field. Dirk's coming in. And Andy makes the catch. There are 2 gone. 1 more out to get for Albuquerque. And the Tigers can put this one in the victory column.
It'll be the 3rd consecutive series this year that the Blue Jays have lost. Not the start that they were hoping to get off to with all the new additions in the offseason. They revamped the pitching staff. Got a lot more athletic with their offense.
Strike 1 on Bonifacio.
And sometimes it's best to catch a team like the Blue Jays when they're playing the way that they're playing right now, because they will get better.
It is definitely a team that some pick to win that American League East. A lot of folks have a lot of different opinions. Some saying Tampa, some believe Baltimore, others believe Toronto. Boston is off to a nice start. Strike called, and the count now 1-2. Albuquerque needs 1 more strike on Bonifacio here. Swing and a miss, and he just got it. Struck him out. So Albuquerque pitches the 9th. Tigers win convincingly here this afternoon. A big day offensively. Big day for Doug Fister. 11-1 your final score. And Jim Leland, bundled up or not, is happy. Feeling pretty warm right now. 11-1 your final. Tigers take 2 out of 3 from the Jays. Back with more.